What is up, everybody? Welcome to the channel. Today we are ranking Captain Marvel's hero cards. I'm double checking the mic is on. It is on, perfect. I am playing some music in the background. Please let me know if it's too loud or not. Alright, so I guess let's begin. I had a great time playing with her over the 4 aspects. It was really fun. There are some cards that are going to be on the lower side because either I didn't use them or when I did, it didn't really do what I wanted it to do. But let's get into it. First off, as always, we start with the hero card. Hero card I ranked as a 3. Now let's go into here. So Captain Marvel, she's a 2/2/1, hand size 5, hit points 12. Hit points is great. That is a lot. Her ability rechannel action, spend an energy resource and heal 1 damage from Captain Marvel, then draw 1 card. So you have to be able to heal 1 damage in order to draw a card. Drawing a card is critical, but this means you actually have to take some hits in order to use this ability. That's the downside. That's why it's not a 4. But yeah, you can't always be perfect, you know? Well, otherwise her stats, 2 thwart and 2 attack, that is phenomenal. Her defense is low, but I think her defense is low because some of her other cards boost that up a little bit or negate damage, which we'll get into a little bit. So that is her hero card. I ranked it as a 3. Now going to her alter ego, which I'm actually putting up to a 4. So Carol Danvers, she's a 4 recovery. Her commander action, choose a player to draw 1 card. So if you're playing multiplayer, this is any person. If you're playing solo, it's perfect. It's just for you. Now the reason I made her a 4 is because drawing a card just because you can is a phenomenal. Especially you have a hand size of 6, draw a card, you have 7 off the bat right there. And her recovery is 4, which is also a really high recovery. That's all I really have to say for this. The artwork's pretty cool. I really like her artwork here. Moving on to what is next. Spider-Woman. Spider-Woman I put as a 3. Now, I was going to put her as a 2. Originally a 2, but then I put her up to a 3. I didn't use her. I used her a few times, but only because I wanted that confused. The reason I bumped her up to a 3 was because she only costs 3. She's a 2/2/2 across the board right there. And by putting her into play, you confuse the enemy. So it's a great card to play if you need to go straight into alter ego. And also she can deal out the damage and deal out the thwart if you need be. So this is pretty good hero specific ally. So I bumped her up to a 3. I never actually looked to see what she was fighting in this. Oh, that's cool. Moving on to Crisis Interdiction. I don't know how to say this one. What's this one? I put this as a 2. There's 3 cards in here. Cost only 2, which isn't bad. Hero action, which is a thwart, remove 2 threat from a scheme. Then if you have the aerial trait, remove 2 threat from a different scheme. Okay, so this card is good, especially if you have multiple schemes out there, but it requires the aerial trait. The only way you can get aerial trait within her hero pack is with what was it? Cosmic Flight. That gives you the aerial trait for a short amount of time. Now removing 2 threat from a scheme, that is very good. I used this when I needed to or when I could. If I had other things to play, I would have played that, or if the main scheme was too high, or if I needed to lower a different scheme. So this, yeah, I'm a little tired today. Okay, so yeah, removing 2 threat for 2 cost isn't horrible. It saves up your ally, your hero for an attack if need be. But yeah, I did not use this as much as I could have. Again, if I faced someone with more side schemes, I probably would have leaned into the aerial trait on Captain Marvel a lot more, but I just didn't. Now moving on to Photonic Blast. This has 3 cards in it. This one I put as a 4. I use this one quite often. It is cost of 3. Your action, deal 5 damage to an enemy. If you paid for this card using an energy resource, draw 1 card. So if you saw my playthroughs, I really built into the energy resource. I think I added cards that didn't even make sense. I just wanted an energy resource because Captain Marvel's cards were based on energy resources. Now this one would have been a 3, but I think that draw card bumped it up. The 3 cost is a little steep, but dealing 5 damage and drawing a card after that, I think is really good. Especially if you have wild resource generators out there. Sorry. God dang. But yeah, I bumped that. That made the 4 tier. Sure, but I really don't want those. There we go. Better. Moving on to energy absorption. Nope, that is not energy. Oh, that is energy. Energy absorption. I put that up as a 4 because it's a 3 energy resource. There's 2 of them in here for 3. That is really good. So you basically don't need any other resources, but besides maybe energy, you'll get that extra 2 energy. But yeah, this really boosts up. What is it? Energy channel, which is great. And this can be used to buy this if you don't have energy channel out there. So these work very well together. Not much else to say about that. There's nothing else special about it. Art's pretty good though. Moving on to Alpha Flight Station. This is gonna be a 3. No, this one. I would have what was it? Build support side scheme out. That would always conflict between dragging this out or Helicarrier. I think I dragged this one out most because no matter what, you can always, the action exhausts Alpha Flight Station, choose and discard 1 card from your hand to draw 1 card, draw 2 instead of your Carol Danvers. So just being able to draw and just kind of decide what you want in your hand. So if I had a random strength, I could discard it, hopefully pull in another energy to put on an energy channel. This is a great one, especially if you start your turn with Carol Danvers with this, because you have 6 cards. Discard 1, you draw 2 from here, you're up to 7. Use Carol Danvers' ability and drop to 8. You have 8 cards, which could possibly deal a lot of damage if you have energy channels and just energy absorption in your hand. Phenomenal card. This is a great card. It only costs 1 too. It should probably be higher, but I want to put it as a 3. It should be higher, but we're leaving it. All right, moving on to Captain Marvel's helmet. This one actually made a 0. I only put it out once because it does add 1 to the defense, but I wasn't really focused on defense that much because I wanted to be able to discard energies to heal and draw a card with Captain Marvel. It only costs 2. You do get +2 defense instead if you have the aerial trait, but once we get to the Cosmic Flight, the aerial trait only lasts for a certain amount of time. But it does kind of work here. We'll kind of look at this. It does kind of work because Cosmic Flight is a defense card. So they kind of work hand in hand together. But moving on, we'll look at Cosmic Flight right now. And that one is another one as well, because I only played it a few times. I think near the back end of my recordings, the last 2 games, I was like, actually, this might be a smart play. Especially if I knew I was going to be attacked, I could prevent 3 of that damage. Like if I took a few blows already, I'm down to like 7 out of 12 health. I could play this and like, okay, the next time I get hit, this prevents 3 of that damage. Which is actually pretty decent, but I did not use it fully this playthrough. The next time I do Digging Deep with Captain Marvel, I'm sure to do this. And hopefully I'll be able to rank this card up higher on the list next year. Moving on to the last card, which is Energy Channel. We're putting that all the way up to 4. Now this is where I'm pretty sure Captain Marvel's deck is wrapped around. 0 upgrade, throw it on the field, max 1 per player. I forgot that a few times. Action, spend X energy resource. That's why I built all my decks around the energy resource. Put X energy counters here. Hero action, attack, discard energy channel. Deal 2 damage to an enemy to a maximum of 10 for each energy counter on here. So you would only want to put 5 energy counters on here anymore, and then it's just going to be a waste. This is great. You can deal 10 damage straight up without even having to exhaust Captain Marvel. So you could still deal or attacks 12 damage to a villain or a really tough minion if you had to. So yeah, this is a great card. You just throwing on the energy absorption, that's 3 right there, and if you have like 2 others, probably like here, crisis introduction, even a wild would work. Just in your hand, just bump this up and then lay the damage on your villain. There's 2 of them in here. I wish there was a 3rd, but there's only 2. Can't have everything, right? But I really enjoyed playing her. I wish I would have dealt more into the Cosmic Flight and the helmet, because they do work off each other, but I don't think they work off anything else. There's the, what is it, where is it? The thwart, that does an aerial trait, but you kind of have to have both of them in your hand and to be able to play at the same time. Or you could lay this down if you have allies who could block for you until you get this card or something. This card. Regardless, I enjoyed Captain Marvel. She was a fun time, especially against Nebula. I'm really enjoying these matchups, scenarios that Get Up in Game has put up. It's on there. You should check it out. It was very fun to work around, especially those last 2 games when I just had the best cards come into play. It was fantastic. But overall, out of 10, and by the cards that I ranked individually, Captain Marvel's hero cards get a 7 out of 10. Which is pretty good. Because I was looking at these and not playing them, so I thought she was going to be a lot lower. But heck, Iron Man got a 6, and I love playing him. Ranking each individual card is like wild to me, because it just, I don't know. Each hero I play with, I don't know what the ranking's going to be. I really don't until right before I make these videos. It's really fun. It's a great time. I'm going to keep doing it. But please, in the comments, tell me what you think of Captain Marvel, what your favorite cards of her are, what you would have ranked her out of 10. Otherwise, if you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. If you want to know when I post videos, go live. I got links in the details for Facebook, Discord, and Twitch. Other than that, I hope you have a wonderful evening. Deuces.